folks. Got my workshop again. Nobody here yet. Might be nobody turns up. Anyway, I'm going to work through a few tunes. I'm going to work through Greg's, which is traditional, the Braza Camar, which is a strathspey that I composed myself, and finish with Gillen's Reel, which is a tune by Peter Milne, the Tarlin minstrel. So I'll just play through Greg's. I'll play through Greg's and then maybe say a wee bit about the tune, but it's a good traditional bit of music. Let's spin up a wee bit. Okay, Greg's. Okay, so that's Greg's. It's sometimes published as Greg's Strathspey. Traditional tune. It was supposedly Neil Gow's favourite bit of music, and the story goes that he would be visibly moved when it was being performed, so he obviously really loved hearing it, especially if it was played well. At Neil Gow's time, it was considered to be ancient at that time, so it must be a fair age. But that's as much details as I've got. But certainly it's been published a few times that it was known to have been Neil Gow's favourite tune. So it's interesting from that point of view. But the fact that if it's ancient by his time, he was born in 1727. So you're getting well back. You could be right into the 1600s. Who knows? Anyway, it's a very old tune. Playing it as a slow air rather than Greg's Strathspey, but certainly in the Fiddle Music of Scotland collection, it's doing as a slow air. So that's really how I'm approaching it. Although it has got the feel of a Strathspey, kind of really pull out the dotted notes. Should be played like on a slow air. Really, you play them lyrically. There's a lot of movement. They speed up and slow down. Louds and softs, light and shade, use of dynamics to bring life into the music. So I'll go back to the beginning again and work through it. If you're following the music, first thing you might notice is the fact that it's in two flats. So it's maybe not the most accessible, but that should be no excuse. Tricky keys, you're missing out a lot of good tunes if you avoid them because of the key they're in. So let's go back to the beginning. I'm just going to play it. Try and get an ear for the louds and softs and the pace. You shouldn't be able to really set a metronome to a slow if when it's being played. It should move really quite freely. So, Greg's, let's go back to the beginning and play it through a few times. Okay, not too sure whether you lost me there. I just got a wee thing flashed up saying the connection had been broken, so hopefully you're there. I'll just keep going. Hopefully there's still folk about here in a few minutes. So if I go back to the beginning of the tune, you should get a sense of that, how it does feel like a strathspey. So I think it's been something that's been moved from being a strathspey or a slow strathspey into a slow air as a performance piece. But things like the length of the long notes and the short notes are very distinctive, although you tend to find that, as far as I'm concerned, in any Scottish tune, long notes should be really pulled out. So at the beginning, rather than like this, things like these runs are semi-quavers. Never really play them like that. It's and slow airs, I almost always play them a bit like that. So the note values are shifted about quite a lot if it fits on the page. Again, the written music is only a guide, and it really doesn't kind of enlighten you a great deal to the character of the music. So a bit more like this. Grace notes as well, rather than see how quick they are. They're got to be quick, articulately played. So short notes, really short. Okay, go back to the beginning. I might try and give you some guidance with regards louds and softs. Although I find it difficult to say anything when I'm playing, so saying loud, soft, keep it going, it could be a bit tricky for me, I have to say. I could never play drums and sing at the same time. Somebody like Don Henley for the Eagles, am I amazed at like him or Phil Collins, that they can take their feet and their hands are going different directions and they can sing minor lyrics at the same time. So yeah, I'm a fairly dyed-in-the-wool bloke, can only do one thing at once, but I'll try my best. And if you're listening, you should hear it getting louder and slowing down, etc. Okay, so for the top, so try to avoid like this. Okay, 3, 4. Okay, just realised I just played it, I didn't give any guidance whatsoever. So we'll do it again. I'll play one snare, I think, and that'd probably be enough with that. And we'll move on to the strathspey. Okay, so this time with some conducting. 3, 4. We get a movement. Ease up and then away. Now go for it. Hold it right back. It's going to move much better in the second half. Slowing down. Just hold it. And away. Just like that last note. Taper off. Typically that's the nicest way to finish out a slow air, just like that last note, just taper away to nothing rather than playing that last bit. Just lacks a little bit of tenderness and sensitivity, so yeah, try and work on the louds and softs if you can. It makes a huge difference to a tune like that, which is a listening tune. Slow airs are to be listened to, so you have to kind of almost paint a picture. You've now got the luxury of lyrics. Singers, even a weak singer, can tell a story, and they've got the words to tell you. But the story is about instrumentalist. If you're playing a melody, you have to put the meat on the bones, as Skinner would have said. You've got to keep your audience engaged with what you're doing. So playing it in a kind of monologue fashion with no louds and softs, although it can be perfectly okay to listen to, it's you're going to struggle to really move an audience without a bit more. So light and shade, dynamics, ebb and flow, that really is going to do it. And that's just basic musicality. It really it's not just a Scottish fiddle thing, it's true of any type of music. And a lot about that sort of thing, although I was aware of it, I learnt from a chap called George Donald, who was a pianist that used to play with me a lot. George was a fantastic musician. He's the kind of guy that would warm up with the Grieg piano concerto. If you've heard that, you'll ken what I mean. Very dramatic. If you've never heard it, go to YouTube and listen to the Grieg, nae Greg, like the tune we just played, but the Grieg piano concerto, just an amazing bit of music. And he would play Chopin and stuff like that. But when it came to putting colour into slow airs, he had a beautiful way of putting things. As a young player, with him accompanying me, he really opened my mind up to thinking in terms of music and colour. So these deep, dark notes, it's like a nice, rich chocolate or a claret, a red wine. Whereas up, you go into these strings, it's a much thinner, more brittle sound. So it's like ice. But certainly that's the sort of thing I think of. So how you play it, you can really bring music to life. So there you go, that's Greg's, Neil Gow's favourite tune by all accounts. And it is a good tune, although you don't really hear it played very much. I picked that today because one of my online pupils for the States, Evelyn Foster, asked about it because she's wanting to play it for a competition. So it just put that tune in mind, and so hence here it is. So we're going to move on now to it's one of my own tunes. This is called the Braes of Cramar. Where I am just now is right in the middle of the How of Cramar, and it's right on the edge of the Cairngorms National Park. Cramar is an old Gaelic word. It basically means the cattle fold of Mar, and Mar is what it makes up a large part of what is now Aberdeenshire. But it's an old earldom, or the old earldoms would have once upon a time been mormareships, which were really lesser kingdoms. You had the High King, going back to Kenneth MacAlpin, the High King, and he was supported by lesser kings or mormares. So that's what that's all about, the cattle fold of Mar, and it's been a very good agricultural area. The folk have been settled here for possibly up to 8,000 years. Certainly the Tamnivery Circle, they reckon, began maybe 5,000 years ago. So there's been folk living in the area for a very long time, and the reason being it was a great place, lots of game, lots of wildlife, fertile, lots of water, and quite protected with the hills round about here, although there's a lot of fortified bits and pieces that date back a long, long way. Even Loch Kinnaird, which is 5 miles from here, they have a crannog, the remains of, there's an island out there, Crannog. Crannog is man-made, and it was built to protect your family and your livestock. If there was raiding going on, there would be a sunken causeway that only the owners would ken what it was, and it just gave them a degree of protection. So, here we are, the Braes of Cramar. So I'm just going to play it through once at what I would consider a kind of dancing tempo, or a reasonable tempo to play it at. Dancing tempo is a movable term, I suppose. It can depend on the player and depend on who you're dancing for, but I'll play it through at a reasonable tempo for a start. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. It's an A, which is a good accessible key for fiddle players, although you might not be a fiddle player, obviously. But it's a good straightforward key to play in. So really not much more to say about that. It doesn't relate to anything specific other than it's just for I bide. It's home for me, and it's just inspired by the landscape, and as often is the case, I'm inspired by tunes, but you're looking for new titles. So the Braes of Cramar came to mind. Nae the Braes of Mar, which is an old tune. It's about the early 1700s. It's contemporary with the raising of the Jacobite standard on the Braes of Mar in 1715. But that might have been what was in my mind. It certainly wasn't a deliberate choice, but it's more specific to this area and my relationship to it. So, Astraspé. Keep it snappy. For it's snappy, pull out your long notes, keep your short notes short. I'll play it through nice and steady. So if you are playing along, you can hopefully get the hang of it fairly quick. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I lost connection there again. I'm not sure if it's related to Hector's phone or the computer being on. I'm not sure. Right, can you just leave it just now? Okay, that'll do you. So, back to this. I'm going to play it again just because I'm not sure how much you got. So, the Braes of Cramar, nice and steady. so I hope you've got the hang of that. I noticed I was cut off twice again. Can't do much about that, I suppose. So, I just fairly typical snap bowings, pull out the long note. There's a few barrels in there just to watch, and sometimes a staccato with the bow. But if I've got a barrel coming up, instead of staccato in it, I'll put a normal slur in and try and keep the bow in the top half as much as possible, so that I'm in the best place as far as I'm concerned for effectively playing the barrel. So just there. Again in the second half. Okay, so I think we'll play that once more and then we'll go into Gillen's Reel by Peter Milne. Okay, twice through. Second time I'm going to pick up the tempo just a little bit. Actually no cuts there. I wasn't broken off with my connection at once. Right, one thing, just when you've got things like barrels or runs or semi-quavers, it's important your bowing and your fingers are absolutely in tandem so the notes all come out. So things like this. Important to hear every note. You could slur it. Far prefer it with the separate bows to give a punchiness, a wee bit more attack. So, brace of Cremar, let's just leave that out of the road with that. What am I? That's back again. The brace of Cremar doesn't get a run out very often if I play it overly much, but there you go. So, Gillen's Reel by Peter Milne, the Tarlin Minstrel. I can't really say much about this tune. I've got absolutely no idea who Gillen was. I don't think it was Dave Gillen for Deep Purple. I don't think it was him, although he might be a descendant of the original Gillen, but yeah, no much to say about that, I'm afraid. So, Peter Milne, Gillen's Reel. This is actually reasonably well kent. There's quite a lot of Peter Milne's tunes that are relatively unknown. Some of them are not as good, his best are great, but this is quite a well kent tune, so let's go through it. I'll take it steady, but it'll be a reasonable tempo. good going tune. Finish it slightly different. That's really written in a way that means if you're following the music, you're kind of going to go into the tune again or go into something else, but you need to kind of finish it out properly. So instead of going, it's a really odd way to finish a tune. So I just go. This reel, it's not totally unique, but there's not a lot of cases in reels where you would tend to play unisons because your fingers are generally moving really quite quick. But this tune, you've got a wee bit of space, so matter of taste. I mean, if you didn't like the sound of that, you obviously wouldn't play it, but it's more a sense of character that gives the music than a sweetness of tone, and you didn't need to dig in really, really heavily. That begins to give you the goosebumps if you press too hard. It's quite abrasive, but the unison itself, it's the first half of it now. Sound of that really is quite unpleasant, but it's just a grace note, so you get right onto this. You might be able to see my hand there. The third finger is right up against my fourth, or my cranny, as it's kent in Aberdeenshire. It's a good going tune. Let's stick it back to the beginning. Nice and steady. Aye, just have a go. I have no idea if anybody is playing along, and if you are, I'll never ken what it sounds like. So let's just have a go. I'll play it slow and steady though. Just if you kind of folk are at a mere novice kind of standard, it means that they've got time to pick it up a little bit. Okay, Gillen's reel. Slower. quicker. So there you go. Never played with exactly the same rhythm between some of these notes. And see how you get that wee bit of snap into it. It gives the music a bit of a lift. It's quite common. I mean, I've seen some really accomplished violinists have come for lessons, and it's one of the things they really find quite difficult to get a grasp of is playing things without really completely sticking to the music. That sort of sense of lift is something you did think about, and I think a lot of that came from just sitting in with kind of good traditional players when I was younger. You didn't really question why you play it a certain way. It just you just do, and so a lot of that snappiness, it comes from the wrist. It's difficult to see actually without my phone coping onto the flare. I'll try and stand up a wee bit. So that's that dee da dum dee da dum dee da dum, totally coming for the wrist. That more regular way dee da 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 would come for the elbow, and it's less snappy. So try and get that in, because it really adds to the danceability, because that's a dance tune. Strathspeys, reels, hornpipes, jigs, they're all dance tunes. So I think my work here is done pretty much. I think I've gone through that and I've got no much more to say. I hope you've liked the tunes on everybody that's been looking in. I'm going to play Greg's just for fun, and then I might just play Gillen's reel after it, just because I feel like it. So here we go, Greg's and Gillen's reel. folks, and good night. If you want to bung some money into the tip jar, that'd be very nice. It is www.paypal.me/Paul Anderson Shona Dawn. Okay, all the best, folks. Concert on Friday night, live for the lounge with Shona. What's in the box? Who knows? Find out on Friday. We'll see you later. Thanks.